they played the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
They played the mash.
Now on to stage 2, we're actually leaving Transylvania and heading to Greece to go to the Atlantis Shrine. Yeah, this game isn't particularly just stuck in Transylvania like most other Castlevanias. Here, we're kind of just going around all of Europe. Because we have the crazy power-up still, we have this classic Castlevania music playing as well. These Minotaur enemies do take a few hits, so we gotta be careful with them. There we are. I do like how, as we kind of hold the button out here with our spear, it has a lingering hitbox, so it can do multiple hits to a certain enemy. That isn't always necessary with these mermen, for example, who go down pretty easily, but it's nice nonetheless. Oh, he's got range too. There we are. This whole bit, the water's rising, we gotta get by. I must say, the level design in this is a lot more unique than all of the NES trilogy. I mean, not only because we're exploring all of Europe, but also because there's a lot more graphical things they can do. You know, in Castlevania 3, there was the bits where the stage would just jump up and you couldn't go down for some damn reason. Uh-oh. Good thing I have the super jump. But here, as a way to visually represent that, the whole place is getting flooded with water, so... I don't know, I think it's a lot better. I honestly think this game is heavily underrated a lot of the time. It might be one of my favorite Castlevania entries, despite, well, just kind of being the forgotten Genesis game that, well, most people don't care for as much as 4. And while I agree that 4 has much better controls and it celebrates the franchise in a much better way, I still think this game absolutely deserves a place in the pantheon of classic Castlevania. As I say all this, we deal with one of the easiest bosses in the entire franchise. He's basically just slowly flooding the stage and we have to kill him before he gets the chance, but it's not that challenging. These next bosses aren't that bad either. For example, we have this guy who can only attack at a certain mid-range, meaning if we just stay close to him, we'll be completely fine. Yeah, not much of a challenge there, bud. Sorry. Now I face another one of those guys, only this guy can only reach a bit close to him, so if we stay far away, we'll be fine. Yeah, you guys aren't the best, are you? And then he gets stuck in the ground because of his pogo stick attack. How about that? Anyway, we still haven't heard the actual stage music here, which I think is pretty good too, because we've just been going by with the Castlevania 3 music the whole time. Now as we descend the water, we have... Oh! Well, there it goes. Of course it'd be Medusa heads that would take it from me. But you know, like I said, this music track's pretty good. It has its own kind of weird atmospheric way about it. Something about it mixed with the water creates a both serene and yet dangerous feeling. I don't know, it's very difficult to describe. You know, part of the reason I'm playing this as well is because this is another game that's going to be going onto your Nintendo Switch as soon as the Sega Genesis Classic Collection launches, which is going to be in a few days now. I know a lot of people are freaking out over the price, but I mean, $50 a year versus Game Pass, which is like $30 a month or something like that? How much is Game Pass? And I realize it's not the biggest, most incredible library you've ever seen, but it's still some of the greatest games that I think a lot of people these days should really give a shot, like Rise Star, for example, and like Castlevania Bloodlines. You'll notice I haven't been using the holy water much in this entire run-through, and that's because it's, like Castlevania 4, it's a bit underwhelming compared to its 8-bit version. I mean, it's still fine, but I don't know, it doesn't have the same kind of destructive, lingering power that the original games had for it. This game absolutely improved the axe, giving it a much bigger hitbox. The cross, I'd say, is a lot better too, and every weapon sees a slight improvement, mainly because of the special variants they're given like that. I think it really goes to show just how much effort the developers were putting into this game. They were willing to try a whole bunch of new things to make every sub-weapon just a little bit better. Also, wow, that did not last this time. We're now quite hurt, as a matter of fact, and I think we're coming up... Yep, we're coming up on the boss. Great, oh boy. This boss is an interesting kind of stone golem who we need to knock all the way down by destroying all the individual kind of pegs within. The cross is a massive help for a fight like this, as it kind of hits a whole bunch of times, and the spear is useful in that way too. The only way we actually start doing damage is once we hit that red eye up there, which we can already start doing with the cross, even without the, or not the cross, the boomerang now. It isn't even a cross shape anymore. I also imagine it's a lot easier to hit with John Morris's jumping diagonal hit. But yeah, that's the end of the boss. They're honestly not too hard, as their only method is hitting the ceiling and causing rocks to fall down, and I guess walking into you, but they don't even walk all the way to the other side of the stage. So, that's that for Greece in the second stage of the game. Whoops. Carrying on to the next stage.